Multiple sclerosis is a disease of the central nervous system. Basically what it does, multiple sclerosis means many scars. It's scars that are on the brain and spinal cord usually. And what it does is really stop that flow of communication from your brain out to your body, kind of like an electrical cord that's been cut, that those impulses get interrupted. And so your brain may be telling your leg to move, but your leg doesn't get that impulse and it doesn't work. So how it impacts patients, it really varies by person to person, and it can be really unpredictable. So sometimes it can be telling your leg to move and it doesn't move, or it can be telling your eye to see and your eye doesn't see. And that can sometimes be permanent, and sometimes that electrical connection reconnects a little bit and it will be just a temporary lapse. It's where families, people impacted by MS, come together to really gather as a community and raise funds to support the National MS Society, but also just to speak out and say, we're going to fight this disease. It is an annual event. There are hundreds of MS walks around the country, and we hold it annually here in the fall in the Wood River Valley, but we hold them also around the country virtually every year in the spring and the summer and all over the place. In our chapter territory, it's existed for over 25 years. Walk MS is one of our largest fundraising events to really make a change in this world that we live in, impacted by MS. So the funds raised do really two major things. One, it supports programs and services right here in our own community for people and families impacted by MS. Everything from educational programs for information for newly diagnosed to financial assistance programs. Sometimes MS is a really expensive disease and it really interferes with a family's budget at times. And so we're able to provide financial assistance and referrals to specialists in our community that can treat people with MS. The second area it really makes a huge difference is funding research. We are so committed to finding a cure to this disease, and so the funds that we raise right here at Walk MS are a really critical, most consistent part of funding MS research around the world. We have, as I mentioned, hundreds of walks around the country, but we also have other events like a Bike MS event, which also raises dollars, as well as a really neat event called the Challenge Walk, which is a 3-day walk of 50 miles, and our closest one in our region is actually in Southern California.
Since I was a lucky one who had been touched by MS in my life, with my sister who'd had it for 23 years, I recognized the disease quickly, and I was able to get on the treatment within about 2 months of diagnosing my problems, that I had MS. It affected my life in that first year. Pretty healthy diet, staying active all the time. My diseases seem to have been kind of in remission in a way. I'm about probably 85%. What you do is, once you recognize it in your doctor, you go to a neurologist, and you're never really diagnosed on the very first exacerbation that you have, but the doctor will take a chance and say, I think you have MS, I'm 70-80%, and I want you to start on this treatment. There's 3 different types of treatments. There's an every other day that I do, and it's an injection. Also, diet's very important, as well as exercise and rest. Since 2006, probably as long as they've been doing it. My family's been involved with this event. I think it's a great event. It gets everybody together in this valley, and we actually have quite a few cases of MS here. MS is prevalent in the northern hemisphere, where the temperatures are colder, and so there might be some translation there. It's a great event to create awareness, and what a beautiful day and a great town and good people.
All alone in your bed, you tried when you said what you said. Yeah, you poured your heart out, but nothing's changed. Still a picture in a frame, and you try, but you just can't break out. No, but stand up and never say never, 'cause this life is gonna get better. Take a breath, shake it off and say, I'm on my way. You've been down and feel so fed up. When they tell you you might not get up, might not be on top of the world, but hey, here's is what you say. You might